Hello and welcome. I just thought I'd do a quick video on how to remove a stereo from a Porsche Boxster 2002 because I couldn't find anything on the internet how to remove a double din. I can't find any tutorials or anything at all, so I'm just trying to work it out as I go. So I just thought I'd bring you along for the ride, just in case you need to do it, because it's not that obvious. So yeah, let me show you. Okay, so this is basically what we got with a double din. So here we've got the navigation unit, which I've already taken out. So navigation unit plugs in there with the white connector there, which goes in with that right hand connector, and then we've got the GPS aerial, I'm assuming, which goes on that smaller white connector there. Now, on the front of the radio, on this side and on this side, there's two plastic caps. So one goes on that side and then there's another one that goes on that side. Now, I just picked these off with my fingernails and they just popped off on both sides. And then you put these, you need these, or you need to use coat hangers or thin screwdrivers. You're going to need to do both at the same time, or sometimes you can put one in one side, because this does pull out a little bit, a tiny little bit, and then it stops, which confused me. So you could probably put something in one side and then get this one and just pull it at a slight angle to get that one unlatched, and then take it out and then put it in if you didn't have these tools, because I've got two of them. So you put it in there, unclip that, and then the thing then slides out, which I didn't need to do, but I'm just showing you anyway. And then I just unplugged that. So I was just thinking, well, maybe there were some hidden screws or something underneath here, or give me some kind of clue. So I was thinking, well, because there doesn't seem to be any slots or anything, because I've also got these, which are for Ford radios. Well, not only Ford radios, but I think they're mainly for Ford radios. You know, I've tried to put those in, you know, along and put it in, you know, into slots to unclip clips and stuff, and it just wasn't working. So I thought, well, maybe it's just screwed in. So I just got my fingernails behind here, and this just popped out. So there is a screw there. So I'm assuming if I do this one as well, there'll be another screw in behind there. Now I don't know whether that's actually holding the radio in or not. And it doesn't look like it does. So, but anyway, I shall do a bit more investigation, and I shall see if I can now see what holds this radio in. Right, so there's 4 screws, one there, one there, one there, and one up there. Now, if you do that, this whole unit becomes loose. So I'm going to take this out in its entirety, and then I'll work out whether there's actually something I'm doing wrong, because there is a screw. You can't see it there because the wire's over the top of it. So can you see that black dot back there on that silver bit? I don't know whether it's actually that, but then that wouldn't come out because it would hit this whole plastic thing, wouldn't it? So I'm going to disconnect all of this wiring, So I'm going to disconnect all of this wiring. It should just be a simple matter of just unplugging, pushing the little tabs and unplugging it, doing the same with this, and I'll come back to you. So I've just taken this off. The cigarette lighter came out quite easily, little tab there you pull when it unplugged. These ones don't have a tab or anything, they're just really, really tight. Now, it got to the point where it's actually starting to peel the buttons out of the front panel, so it might be worth getting a plastic levering tool or something, because obviously this is not obviously, but it might be worth getting a plastic levering tool because this is still live. I haven't disconnected the battery, maybe I should have done, but hey ho, I like to live life on the edge. So they did wiggle out eventually. I did get them out without using a levering tool, but it might be easier if you do that. So that's out. And that is out. So this now should pull out. So that comes out completely. So let's unplug. It's a bit difficult doing this one-handed. So that looks like, and that one and that one. Look like a standard double din. Well, not a standard double din. That one and that one look like a standard radio connector. Basically up there's a little plastic tab on the top. You push it in, which then allows that to then slide across. Oh, there you go. And that now unplugs. Do the same. Okay, so I think I've just worked out how this is supposed to come off. I'm not quite sure how you do it exactly, but there's a little metal tab there, and then there's one over that side. So you push those in, and then so you don't have to take this entire thing out. So you obviously have to, something goes in here, down the side of here. It's more like there, isn't it? You have to know exactly where it goes, and then that then pushes that in, which then allows the radio to slide out. Okay, so that's all fixed back in now, and then the 4 screws are back in. All of these are plugged back in. All of those are plugged back in, so they can just be pushed back in. However they go back in, maybe they go in at the top first. Clip back in. Yeah, so that just leaves these cables here, so I'll slot that back in, and then that's it. Yeah, I mean, this obviously isn't the way that you're supposed to do it, but I can't see how you're supposed to Because when you use, I know this is obviously a wrong tool, but if you use these, when you push it in, it sort of, it sort of just hits something. It doesn't actually, I mean, I'm assuming that it's supposed to do that. Which you probably, but then you've got to know exactly where that is, but at least then you know. If you're looking at this, look, it lines up with that eject button on that side, and it lines up with the 3 and 4 button on that side. Okay, so that's it, it's all back together. You don't need to remove this, but now you know how to remove it. And if you've got the correct tool, or if you persevere, you might be able to put something down and pull this out without taking all of this off. So, learning experience for me, but if I had to take it out again, I'd take all that off again, because I still can't work out how to get that out. So that's it, basically, the unit's out. Thanks very much for watching, I hope that helped.